Hello everyone, this is Plankara, and welcome to my universe. Today we're going to continue rigging Shalom from Path to Nowhere. So last time I finished cleaning up all of the cardinal direction angles. Just want to make a couple of small changes here. While I was observing, I didn't like where this piece was connecting up here. Just want to push them down a little bit. Super minor fix, so I still planned to jump into the corners today. Still a little bit afraid of the corners, not gonna lie. They're pretty scary. I was just taking a moment to look at the Inktober prompt for today, because I realized that I had not actually looked at it. And so today is Expedition. Nothing immediately jumps to mind, so that's going to be something I have to think about while I eat again today. That's alright. I've been able to do that for a while now, so I should be just fine. I'm sure I'll come up with something reasonable. And failing that, you'll get some cool scribbles. So either way, something will exist. Something will exist that did not exist yesterday. That's kind of the neat thing about art. Just making all the things. Yeah, there we go. That's a bit better. And I want to adjust a little bit over here too, now that I'm looking at it. Just a little bit. Just want to make right here just slightly straighter. Kind of fit the texture of the strand as it was before. Maybe texture is not the right word, but it's the word that comes to mind. So it's the one I will use for the time being. Yeah, there we go. That's a bit better. And I kind of had a similar issue down here where it was not connecting quite properly. Or at least not in a way that made me happy. So I'll just go ahead. Adjust this very slightly. I thought it was mostly good. Just a couple of little spots that I wanted to clean up. Okay, still not quite right. I think it's moving a little bit to the left. So I want to push it just a little bit further back this way. There we go. Send it back over to the right where it belongs. There we go. That's much better. Now I need it to connect on the right part of that side bang right there, which I think means it needs to be a little bit lower. Just all of these minor little fixes that'll really cement the turn here. Don't want anything sliding around. Alright. Let me take a look at this real quick, make sure I am satisfied. I might take another look at it again tomorrow, because today I think I'm going to start with the upper corners. The lower corners look a little bit scarier to me, as I'll demonstrate in a little bit after I fix this up. But basically, when I look at the lower corners, if I go from the center right to the corner, it looks like the head is getting smaller. And that is something I've always struggled to fix. But that problem doesn't exist with the upper turns. So I think that they'll be a little bit easier, and then I can just kind of, you know, ease myself into it a little bit. These corners are scary. But there we go. So I'll be able to take another look at that spot tomorrow. So far, pretty happy with all this. But yes, now I can demonstrate. So you can see when I go from the center here, right over to the corner, it kind of looks like her head is getting a little bit smaller, and it looks weird. Even though both of these directions are fine, for whatever reason, combining them together just makes everything go out of whack. So that's going to take some effort to fix. Whereas I don't feel like I have this problem here. Like, there's other issues. Lots of other issues. But, I don't feel that same sense of the head just getting smaller. So, let's start with the upper corners. Just taking a look at bald form with lower corners. Doesn't actually look quite as bad here, so that gives me some hope that I'll be able to finish it just fine. Alright. So we're going to start in bald form. I'm going to hide the headline, and I'm going to try to get the shape of the head to look a little bit better here. I'm just planning my plan of attack here. So the way I want this head turn to look. So this is going straight up. This is going to the side. So I think I kind of want her chin to tilt this way when she's looking up and to the side here. So I think what I want to do is something like this here. Where I pull the chin a little bit this way. And make it look like her head is a little bit more tilted. So that probably also means, we're gonna collapse the hair for a second, that I need to move the left eye downward just a little bit here. It's gonna look weird for a little while, but trust me, I'm planning something. Get rid of the rotation. Okay, so far so good. Don't mind the scuff. It'll get better, I promise. I'm gonna hide the nose because that's... and the mouth. Because I think that they will kind of get in the way of me figuring out where everything needs to go here. Hide the head shadows. There we go. Now then I can just start lighting up the eyes a little bit. No. Just here. This way I can line up the eyes, make it look like her head is kind of tilting back. Something like that. Alright, so I probably want a little bit of rotation here. I'm going to avoid moving this one at all. So any changes I make, I think I just want to be on that one. Okay, so far so good. Had to think for a second in order to get that going. And now I'm going to start shaping her jaw here. The most important part right now is making it so this way, once I have this part go up, it looks like her head is just tilting directly upward. And I think I'm getting that here. And I'm just looking at this and I'm like, well, this is going to make for a very funny YouTube thumbnail. Maybe people will actually click on it. Alright, so let's tuck her cheek in here. Bring the chin in a little bit more. Right now I'm just figuring out the angle of her jaw. Not super exciting. So I guess I will talk about Path to Nowhere's anniversary event. I'm not sure how to feel about them going for something super meta. Because it's like... if we assume that everything is... I haven't finished the event, by the way. I'm only on, like, the second part. I've finished the normal area, and now I'm in that second area, who's what it's called escapes me, unfortunately. I just saved the code duck. And so they seem to be going for like a super meta storyline here, and that might be fine. I don't tend to like them very much because, especially in stories where I do take the actual storyline and lore fairly seriously, Like, even their lighthearted events, like the summer events, have all been fairly serious and had fairly serious implications about the setting and stuff. And explained kind of how the world worked. So the fact that they're, like, acknowledging that it's a video game is a bit weird to me. So it's like, a lot of it's gonna come down to how it ends. And how they're going to explain all of this in the context of the setting. But it's like, if they're going to claim that gods beyond human understanding exist, beyond the, the cosmic horror stuff that they go for, that's kind of unfortunate in my opinion, and that everything is preordained because writers are real. That's kind of unfortunate. I actually don't like it very much. I have enough faith in the writing team still that they're going to come up with some way to make this work, or just make it non-canon and it'll just be a funny self-referential thing. I don't tend to like self-referential humor like that in general, but I guess I can forgive it for an anniversary event. Like, if it's gonna be anywhere, I think an anniversary event for the product is an appropriate place. It just doesn't tend to be to my taste. Unless it goes, like, hard on it. But this, game hasn't been gone very hard on, like, tropes or any of the kind of things that make that kind of self-referential humor work for me. They've done a very good job of, crafting a believable world that I've been able to get into. So seeing it here just feels kind of wrong. Like I said, I think a lot of it is going to come down to how it ends. Before I can really judge how I feel about it. Just find some way that they can make the self-referential humor work. And I do have enough faith in the writing team that I'm still willing to believe that something is going to happen to kind of explain it all properly and make everything fine. So I'm trying not to think too hard about it and just kind of enjoy the ride. I think it's fine to have those kinds of events every so often. At the very least, Zero is a very entertaining character, and I'm glad that they finally pronounced her name in the game, and I heard it, so I know what to say. Along with some of the other ones. Like with Rise, I wasn't sure if her name was supposed to be Rise or Rise. Persona 4 just destroyed my trust in, how to pronounce that word when there's, when it comes from an Asian game company. It's like, I know this one's Chinese, not Japanese, but still. We've had Japanese-inspired characters, like with Sumire and characters like that. So I get paranoid. But I've heard her name now, so now I know everything is safe. All is well. Oh yeah, so far the characters are entertaining, and as long as I don't think about it too hard, I've been able to have a good time. I just have that apprehension that it's gonna do stuff to the setting that I don't like. Because I really, really do like the setting in this game. It's very interesting. And so many of the ideas they discuss have been very interesting to me. Let's see here, where does this nostril need to go? Like, there looks the best, but I get the feeling that's gonna look really weird in motion. Yeah. Oh no, that's right. So, in this program, when you, use a transformation, when there's been no transformation on the surrounding keyframes, you have to be careful, because, it will try to apply that transformation to the nearby ones. Sometimes I wonder if it's a bug and if it'll get fixed someday, but overall I find it more annoying than useful. Let's see here. Yeah, so I have to remember to kind of come back and fix it after all of that. Let me see, is all well here? No, it looks like that nostril is kind of freaking out. Okay, hold on, I completely forgot that I might have to do something like that. 1-1. Okay, no, it looks like it's okay. It might just be my brain that's freaking out now that it remembered that I have to worry about that. Such things happen. Okay. This one has to come down a little bit. Which means I need to reset it over there. Okay. Okay. So the first step, I think, is to get it so that the nostrils are not freaking out when I tilt the head back. So it only moves half a click over. Oh, but in the other direction. Really? Okay. I will trust it for now. Yeah, I think if I reshape the nose shadow here, I think that'll be okay. Alright, I'll have to do something about the eye sockets. See, this is why I said, the corners are going to be an adventure. They always are. And that's why I fear them. Always. So I've checked things from kind of tilting her head upward from the side here, and I think this looks okay so far. So now I was double checking over here, and that rotation wasn't quite working from this perspective. So I wanted to take a look at that. Okay. Just put you at 0. I think I can probably get away with that. I think this looks okay. Maybe not. Yeah. Because I put a little bit of a rotation in order to make this side look better. Okay, what rotation did I put over here? 2. So maybe if I have like half as much, will that be okay? Am I doing it wrong? Because I feel like it's rotating the wrong way. Even though I'm using the same... Because, like, this is a +2. So a +1 should do it. Will it be happier if I make it negative? No. Okay, that's good. I'm not crazy. Do I need to make it also 2? Will it be satisfied if the number is the same? Okay, so there's something in the way I'm translating the shadow that's making it freak out, I think. Okay, so how does the eye socket shadow look on that side? -11, -7. Translation 37. Okay. Let's bring it down just a little bit less. And bring it over just a little bit here. This is a case of I only kind of know what I'm doing. So I'm trying things and seeing if they work. Okay, so this seems fine. How about over here? Ooh, not so fine. What is making you freak out? Because it's like, to try to describe what's bothering me so much. It's like, look at how the eye socket here is moving around relative to this eye. You can see here, the eyebrow is on top of the eye socket, and it goes down through here. And over here, it's way higher. That's to be expected, because I literally just raised it higher to try to match what was going on the other side. So I'll try bringing it down again. But when I did that, you can almost kind of see it swinging around and the eye rotating a bit weirdly. So what is happening here? Probably something in the scale. I see. So I didn't apply any scaling on that. That would indeed cause it to freak out a little bit. So let's try that. Because it's like I need to keep some of it just so that this, when I have her look up, it doesn't freak out. Okay, and here, it's because I lowered the eyes a little bit, so maybe I need to have it a couple of clicks up. 14. I want it to be a little bit lower than it was over there, but I guess it doesn't have to be that much lower. Okay, I guess that's fine. Now maybe I can get away with moving the right eye up just one click in order to get the angle that I want here, where the eyes are kind of slanted this way. So that this way it matches with her chin being slanted that way. And should make it a little bit more convincing that the head from the side here is just turning upward. Okay, yeah, that seems to be alright. Definitely better than it was. I think I do need a little bit of scaling on that eye socket, though. Just because you can... Over here, it's kind of... It was kind of freaking out, but... Still is a little bit... Yeah, just a little here. Let me, push that back to the left here. There we go. Oh, coming. One moment. There we go. Still prefer to avoid coughing into the microphone if I can. Don't want to blow anyone's ears out when everything is just so nice and so quiet. Alright. So there's still something going on down here that I don't like. See, this is why I hid all the other layers and why we currently have a mouthless Shalom. Because it's like trying to figure out these other smaller issues one by one just makes the process a little bit easier for me. So let's see here. Let me take a look at how this eye socket is in the nearby keyframes. 37. We take another look at how exactly is this not working out for me? Alright. So I think I can afford to move it. Click higher. We'll try 10 for now. Yeah, and I don't like how the eye socket raises when I do 10. So can I do 10 and give it a 1.1 here again? Does that make you freak out? No, you seem pretty okay with that. What about you? Still freaking out a little. Okay. Let me look at the things here. Oh, of course. I didn't want 1.1, I wanted just regular old 1. Okay. Brain dyslexia there. My brain interpreted exactly what I was thinking in the opposite way that it was supposed to. So indeed, I want the eye socket to, like, not show over the eyebrow, if I can help it. Maybe a little bit. Like, the angle is different, so I might be able to get away with a little bit of change. Okay, this looks fine. Does this look fine? Yes, this does look fine. I'm not going to worry about kind of the crunchiness in her eyelids yet. Right now, I'm just kind of trying to get the big picture stuff. I'd like to get her entire face on before I start digging into the details like this. Yes. Okay. So for that, the next step is the nose. And I think I've fixed a lot of the issues that I was seeing with the nose. So right here, it looks like it's being raised up. Still need to adjust the shadows over here a little bit for that side, I think. Over here, there's shenanigans. Okay. Let me hide the main nose here because I just want to make sure that everything is the size I think it is. And things aren't getting weird. Okay. Yes, we're fine. Because I just felt like the nostril here was kind of squirming around a bit, but it is not the nostril. It is just my brain misinterpreting the shadow. And that is something that can happen. Brains are kind of weird like that. That's why I say, when you learn art, one of the first things that you have to learn is how to tell your brain to stop worrying about it and actually see what's there. Turn off the interpretation engine. See everything for exactly what it is. I think it's funny just how much brains like to judge things. That's why I don't trust people that say they don't judge. It just means they're not aware of it. And if you're not aware of it, you're probably way more judgmental than you think you are. Okay. So I think I need to raise the corner of this nostril just a little bit here. Yeah, that's definitely better. Now I just want to pull this out here. Kind of want people to be able to see the bottom of her nose. Because after all, she is looking upward. So when you're looking upward, you'd see a little bit more of the bottom of the nose, in contrast to the down, where you see like none of the bottom of the nose. Alright, still need to fix the shadow on this side a little bit. But overall, so far so good, I think. Yeah, and then you see more of the side there, and I think that looks very nice. So let's fix the bottom here. Slide it over here a little bit. Just pulled it a bit too far. That's fine. Nothing that can't be fixed. We'll just pull it back. Still just thinking about the Path to Nowhere event. Me being concerned about the self-referential humor aside, I am enjoying Zero's personality so far. She's very energetic. Definitely just seems like she's out to have a bunch of fun. So I look forward to seeing what other shenanigans she gets herself into. Just how little care there is in her personality is, it's kind of nice sometimes. I do like characters like that. As me, as someone that has, like, zero chill. I tend to actually do well with people that have a lesser... my brain is interpreting this backwards again. I do tend to get along with people that have more chill. I'd rate my husband as one such person. It's okay, sometimes you need a moderating force in your life, so... I do tend to like to see characters that can just kind of go. Do what they want, not worry about it. Let's just do the thing, it'll be fine. Kinda reminds me that I don't need to be fretting all the time. So my brain just wants to be fretting all the time. You wouldn't even believe it. Sky is always falling. Or even if it's not right now, it could in 5 minutes. I don't know. It's how my brain thinks sometimes. Okay, I think that's pretty good. The way it's kind of rotating the nose a bit there. I think I like that. Okay, cool. Now let's get the mouth on, and I think once I have the mouth, the nose, and the eyes lining up, I can worry about getting the chin lined up with it all. So let's see what I want to do with the mouth here. I think I'm going to have to move it a little bit further to the side to line it up with the nose, which means I have to go back here and tell it not to move it, please. Mouth is in the right place over there. And I think a slight rotation might even look good. And now I need to tell it not to rotate over here and over here. There we go. Now everything should be fine. Oh yeah, this is already looking pretty good. And to think that I was so afraid of that jaw. Okay, I think the mouth is moving a bit too far over. Yeah, just a bit. That's too bad. It looked kind of nice there. But if the angles say that it's sliding, then it's sliding and I have it in the wrong place. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Gotta trust my perception there. And I did, so all is well. Just push this down a little bit. After all, she's looking up, so we see less of the top of the nose and more of the bottom. And I kind of have that slight slant there, and I think I have it all lined up with the nose and the eyes and the mouth now. So let's see if everything's looking good over here. Yeah, I think so. Good. Most excellent. Now I can actually line everything up with the jaw here, get the chin in the right place. Yeah, when I started today, that chin looked really scary. Fixing all that entire jawline and all that stuff looked like it was going to be pretty tough. But turned out it was fairly straightforward. Just had to think about it for a little bit and make sure all was well. Yeah. It's like if the top of her head was moving properly, I think this would actually all look very good. But it's not, and I don't want to move it right now. It's going to be covered with hair, and I don't think I'm going to make a bald toggle, because I'd have to redo a bunch of stuff, and that sounds like suffering. So I think this is actually all quite good. Yeah. I think I made her jaw a little bit too squishy. Has kind of a cute cheek puff out there. I don't think that suits her, so I'm gonna bring this out a little bit, make it a little bit more mature looking. The cute cheek puff just tends to help me figure out where I need to put everything, so even in my own art, even when I don't intend to leave the jaw like that, I tend to still draw it. Did I highlight vertex somewhere? I did. Okay. I was wondering why nothing was moving. Okay, here we go. So just keep it a little bit more subtle. Give her a more mature looking face. And then I think over by the corner of the eyes, I need to bring that out as well. Again, an exaggeration I put in order to help me figure out where stuff is supposed to go. Still wanted a little bit there, just not quite as strong. There we go. Looks a little bit more like Shalom now. Going from that face to that face makes a bit more sense than what I had before. Yeah, looking good. Alright, gonna clean up the edge here. Get everything looking nice. Perfect everything. And go back to thinking about the new event. Honestly, I feel like both of the S-Rank centers that came out this time are in the very, how to describe it, chill mindset of, you know, it's fine, let's just go do the thing. I was very surprised just to see how, almost ditzy Mora was. She has that very kind of professional looking outfit. It's very well put together. Even her hair is not super messy in her default portraits. And it's just like, yeah, everything's fine. I already did it. Go ahead, Chief. You got this. So I'm finding her personality amusing as well. I'm hoping that the gacha gods are kind to me this time around, and I'm able to get both of them. Because the last limited banner was not kind to me at all. I had to go to 80 every time, and I lost the 50-50 twice. So alas. I was able to get Yao, but was not able to get the other one. It's very sad. So I'll have to wait for her to show up in the store at some point and just grab her with the gold currency whose name escapes me. I haven't seen the highly competent ditz trope done in a while here. So it's been kind of fun to see. She might go on the side of chill. That's a little bit too hard for me, but for me to get along with, that is. But she's very fun to read. I have been enjoying watching her derp around. That's why I say my worries about the self-referential humor aside, I do enjoy the characters so far. And that's why I still have faith that I'll like everything in the end. They've given me plenty of reason to believe that everything will kind of be well written and work out there. So I plan to read more of that while I eat today. That'll probably be what I do while I eat for the next few days, depending on how long it takes me to go through it all. Looking at all the missions, it looks like there's going to be a lot of text, so it might take me a couple of days to get through it all. And I will be sure to share all of my thoughts at the end. Okay. Thinkerjaw's looking smooth there, so I'm going to turn the headline back on. And I'm going to get that copied on over. I set things up easy for me, so this way I can just copy this to the headline and all is well. Alright. Headline mask. You, I want over here. Kinda like... yeah, like right about here, I think. No. Maybe not quite there. Maybe more like... here. There we go. What this will do is make the headline invisible in certain parts. And I think it makes upward turns look a little bit nicer. Alright, I'm gonna put the shadows on now. Oh my, those are some... okay, well... I've got my work cut out for me. Let's get going. Well, I wasn't expecting to be able to finish the basics of the head in one sitting, so that's nice. It's like I looked at the time and I'm like, oh, I've like barely even gotten started. So yeah, at this rate, I should be able to get the head shadows on there, fix all the stuff I need with their eyelids and stuff, and then tomorrow that means more hair. I escape hair hell for one day. It's just there, waiting, lurking, knowing I will always return to it. Terrifying. So I have to remember how this layer works. Kind of have to every time I go into it because it's a very complicated mesh that doesn't make a lot of sense. Okay. Okay. I think I see. So I want to make sure that all the shadows cover the chin here. I'm going to drag this way. And I want a nice big shadow along the side here. To show that her head is turning toward the left. There we go. Okay, now I gotta figure out what's going on with the nose. Okay, so this kind of marks the bridge of the nose. Gonna get my brush again, make it a bit smaller. This marks the bridge of the nose, then I want it to be kind of like... let's see. So that one goes into the nostril. Yeah. So this needs to be like up here. And I do stuff like this. Okay. It's alright. We'll wrangle all these vertices and get them in place. Just gotta kind of figure out where they actually go. Alright. So this is her cheeks. Kind of want something like that. Fortunately, even though this mesh is a complete mess, the area itself isn't too precise. It's all just basic shadows. So as long as I have them in like the right general area, I think it'll be okay. Yeah. So I'll have to fix this cheek area, but so far so good. Alright, where do these go? Okay, I'm kind of making sense of it. Had to stop for a second there and let my brain parse. Just gonna put this into more of a nice lattice structure. And then I think that should take care of most of it. So let's see, this is a nice line here. Where do you line up? About where I have you. Okay, cool. Man, what the heck was I thinking when I made this? Past self, I think you might have some problems. Okay. Let's clean up the big shadow down here before I start doing more testing. It's just a little bit messy through here. Alright, I think that's a bit better. Let's make sure that the shadows are nice and even. Nice and even. There we go. There we go. Okay, and over here is still a bit of a mess. So let's revisit that. Is it just because of these? Okay. Because I remember that I worked pretty hard to try to make it so this way the headline, and the head shadows all had the same mesh. I had a vision. It did not pan out for me. That's okay. So I'll start bringing some of these back up here a little bit. Just gonna do it manually instead of with the brush. So this way I can actually see the shadow change and see if it's changing for the better. And right now I think it is, so that's good. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a bit better. Let's see, it still feels a little bit stretched out in a few places, and then there's here, which is something else entirely. Okay, that was just some vertices overlapping. So let's try to make this a little bit less all stretched out. Bring some of these down. I don't know exactly what I'm doing here. Yeah, I think that's okay. I think I actually need to pull this out a little. Because basically, I think what these inner ones do here is control the kind of feathering of the shadow. So if I pull this a little further out, they'll look a little bit softer. I didn't need to pull them in as far as I did. I was hoping that it would fix some of the, I don't know, it still looks kind of bumpy to me. How did I work with that here? Alright. There we go. How did I work with that here? Let's ask the mesh for its wisdom. As much as it can give with, whatever's going on here. Whatever's going on here indeed. I do wish I could copy just part of the mesh. This man, look how neat all that is compared to whatever chaotic mess this all is. The combination of the left and right and up and down. Oh, well, it's quite a thing, isn't it? But alright, I'll try to get this a little bit neater here. Maybe that'll fix some of my problems. Okay, yeah, it fixed some of them. Yeah, in this case, seeing what I was doing on the other ends actually really did help quite a bit. After all, I have to remember that this is ultimately just a combination of both ends, you know, this one, until I change it. Until it has its own way to go, it's just going to copy what's around it. Very common behavior in humans as well. I've heard from people that even young babies, like we're talking like 1, maybe even younger than 1, do not actually know what they feel in any given situation. So it's like if they fall down and everybody starts freaking out and asking them if they're okay and all of these things, that they'll start feeling scared and sad. Whereas if everybody starts laughing, they'll start laughing too. Because they don't quite understand what just happened to them. And so they look to the people around them, you know, their parents and family, to understand how they should feel. And if they don't get that from the people around them, then they'll just grow up not understanding how they feel at all. It's really interesting that, intrinsically, people do not actually understand their own emotions. Like, literally, they just don't. And that also means that if you don't like the way that you feel about a given situation, you can kind of retrain your brain to stop feeling that way. It's kind of wild. It's basically what therapy is. So I do think brains are very interesting. And sometimes I think we as humans take our emotions a little bit too seriously. Because how we feel should not dictate how the rest of our life goes. Sometimes it's good to be able to step away from those feelings. Acknowledge that they're there. Like, you can't help your feelings. It's an unconscious process. And your feelings are real. You are indeed feeling them. It just doesn't necessarily mean you have to act on them. That's the key takeaway. It's like, listen to your brain. Acknowledge what it's saying to you. But you can also go tell it to go take a nap. And that you don't want to deal with its nonsense right now. These are both true statements. If only it was easy to just completely ignore your brain. But unfortunately your brain has needs. And it will do things to you to get what it wants. Brains are rude. So amazingly rude. There we go. Okay, I think I need to move the shadow on the cheek a little bit higher, but I think the spacing is all correct. So as long as I keep it relatively intact, it should be fine. So we'll just lift this up a little bit here. Get it all up into her cheeks. And now let's see how it all looks. It just feels so weird to have the back of her head not be moving through all this. But I think everything actually looks fine. Yeah. Fine indeed. Okay, still need to make some more adjustments to her cheeks there, but I think it's pretty close. That's good, because the shadow looked like it was going to be shaping up to be a thing. It's nice when art just works out, you know? You don't have to worry about it. It all is well. And I don't know what I just did there, but I probably shouldn't. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I think that's starting to look pretty good. Pulled the shadow over a little bit too far. That's okay, I'll push it back. And then the chin shadow still needs a little bit of tweaking. Just need to pull it back this way a bit. Is that true down here too? Probably. Hard to tell with all the dots everywhere. I don't feel like disarming the parameter just yet, so I'll just assume I am correct, which is probably dangerous. But if I'm wrong, I'll just fix it again, so it's okay. Hello there again, Yeji Kitty. How are you doing today? I'm doing alright, just fixing up the shadows here. Probably won't be on too much longer, but I'm kind of determined to get the head itself looking the way it should. And then I'll turn the hair back on. Because right now, she's very bald. It's just easier to work on the face without the hair getting in the way. Let me see here. Yeah, okay, so there's like a spot on her lip right there that needs to have shadows. So I need to make sure that I get this all up here. And then I'm just gonna go in and try to make her chin round. Something like this. Yeah. I think this might be one that I really want to double check tomorrow. Because the shadows here are looking a little bit messy. I was maybe a little bit careless with moving things around. Alright, actually that doesn't look half bad. Just gotta get this overall shape right here. It connects at the middle of the lower part of the lip. So I really need to make sure that it connects at the same spot on this turn too. Oh my, did I raise the chin a little? Might need to do something about that. Okay. Not quite satisfied. Oh shoot, I clicked on the headline. No, do not want to move the headline. I thought that was head shadows. Okay. Crisis averted. Oh, the joy of clicking on the wrong layer. I do it more often than I like to admit. And just adjust these little guys here, and hopefully that'll put everything in the right place. Not quite. And now I just need to pull it out down here to make sure that this entire area is covered in shadow. There we go. Now it is. Yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. Might need to adjust it a little bit, but I think I want to go in and work on the eyelids a little bit before I stop. Eyebrows are fine. That's fine. What about you? Are you... eyelashes are fine. Okay. Just want to make this a little bit less crunchy, and I think this will be relatively easy to do. Oh, didn't mean to adjust that one. Because it seems like the shapes are basically right, it's just, I need to get rid of all those crunchy spots. All the spots where it doesn't quite look like it looks like it has no idea what's going on. There we go. Slide that on over there. Okay. I think that's better. I think the makeup has a bit of crunch to it too, so let's get that looking better. And then I'll take another look at the head shadows, and that will probably be where I stop today. Today I'm kind of hungry. I'm kind of tired. But at the very least, our first adventure with the corners is going quite well. See, things are never as scary as I think they're going to be. It all works out. Because I was absolutely terrified of going into the corners today. But everything was just fine. Just fine. Everything's looking great. Make sure that highlight is in place. Looks like I didn't get the highlight in place on the other side. I should fix that. There we go. Raise this up. Make sure that corner is in the right place there. You can see there's a little lighter spot on the eye here. A nice little highlight. And I just want to get him in the right place. It was leaking into the eye and I didn't see it. I thought it was part of the eye white. But it's okay. I got it out. It's all good now. All is well. All is well. Alright, now just clean this up a little here. And there we go. Still want to clean up over here. A little bit more, I think. Eyelid's still looking a little bit crunchy in a couple of places here. There we go. Oh no. So I wanted to hit this right here, but it was like right on top of where I have to put the cursor, was like right on top of the scale icon too. Always tricky when that happens. Have to be very careful about where you click in those circumstances. Because otherwise you'll scale the layer and, well, if scaling's not what you want to do, then that's no good. Okay. So I think all that's looking a bit less crunchy. Probably fine. Since I'll be turning the hair on soon. Might need to do some adjustments to the hair, to those eye sockets. But I think I want to turn the hair on first to see exactly how important all that is going to be. Some adjustments around the chin here. Because the head is rotating upward, I want to make sure that the shadow is a little bit thicker. Because we're seeing some of the underside of her jaw here. Kind of makes the turn a little bit more convincing. Yeah. That's much better. I'm not going to worry about anything over there because it's going to be covered by hair. So far, so good. Alright. I think that is where I will end for today. Tomorrow, back to hair hell. I'm going to mirror everything over to the other side first before I do hair. But that will take like 30 seconds. But yes, tomorrow, more hair. Oh boy. Well, thank you all for coming. If you'd like me to take a look at your own creative projects, whether that be art, writing, coding, game design, or any creative pursuit you can think of, feel free to message or at me on the social media platform of your choice, and I will take a look and maybe leave some comments. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.